In this video, I'm going to go through everything that I've found out so far about the RuneCrafting update that we got today. Initially, when I logged in, I must admit, I was like, what the frick do I do? Where do I go? How do I start? So in this video, I'm going to go through all of the basics that you want to know about so that you're not as lost as I was. First of all, what has been added today is new runes, being the time runes for new spells, which comes with a combat spell and a skilling spell as well, which we'll talk about soon. There is a new rune pouch for all of your essences, and there is also a new way to level RuneCrafting by imbuing weapons, which means there's also new weapons been added to the game, along with the Masterwork staff as well. So all of this we'll talk about really quickly so you know what the hell's going on and it's not so confusing. I'll also link the blog for all of this in the description, but I still wanted to make this video because even the blog was a little bit vague and confusing for me, and I had to kind of like work stuff out by asking people questions and all that sort of stuff. Let's go. So first of all, you're probably wondering, where do I even get started? Well, if you want to get to the altar, you need to grab yourself the enchanted key from your bank if you have one of these. Otherwise, you will have to get it. To get this, you will get one from either the Making History quest or Meeting History quest. You need this because once you arrive at the altar, you will use this to anchor it so that you can actually access the altar. Now, the easiest way to get to the altar today is to actually go to your calendar and then click on the blue update that says Skilling Update 110 RuneCrafting, not the red one, just the blue one. Click this one, and then it will teleport you directly to the altar. Now, what confused me is I kind of expected this to happen, but I clicked the red one, which was silly. You need to click the blue one. The red one just takes you to the news post. The blue one takes you to the altar. Once you get here, you'll have a bit of dialogue, which I'm not going to spoil for you guys, but then you'll get to go inside the altar. Once you get there, you can head down to the actual altar just like you would at any other runecrafting altar and imbue runes to get yourself the new runes and also to be able to imbue the weapons here. It's worth mentioning that you cannot use the rune essence protein thingies here that don't work. I don't know if this is just for now or if they will change this, but when I tested them, they do not work. Now in the future, once this update teleport option isn't here on your calendar, you will have to teleport here via the Abyss, or the actual altar entrance is here on the map in Anachronia. Now, as of right now, you can't use the Wicked Hood to get here, but whether this will be added later or not, I'm not too sure. If you're looking to get the new rune pouch for your essence, you will have to head to the RuneCrafting Guild. Now on the top of here, right by the RuneSpan place, you have the RuneSpan shop. If you talk to this guy, you can actually ask about the new rune pouch. However, you do have to have 105 RuneCrafting to be able to do this. Unfortunately for me, I don't have this yet, but I'm going to be working on it and I will get this in the near future. But once you've done that, you'll be able to come here and grab one of those. However, a little bit of a downside to this is it will in fact cost 20,000 RuneSpan points, which kind of sucks a little bit because, well, I guess you're going back to RuneSpan if you don't have these. This is because you need to get yourself the Hungry Hood from the actual shop for 20k points. You use that to actually make the essence pouch. This can take a pretty long time. It's going to be a pretty big grind to grab this, so if you are far away from it, do prepare yourself for a bit of a good grind. However, it is worth a reminder that if you do have an unstable air rune, which you can get from the Motherlode Moor, or you can get it from a traveling merchant shop as well, this will actually give you 5,000 RuneSpan points. So if you're not getting this like today, maybe keep an eye on the traveling merchant shop and see if you can get one from the Moor as well, because this is going to save you a ton of time when you do actually finally come to get this. Very quick reminder to check that you are subbed if you think you are, maybe you're not. It also helps the channel a ton and it helps move this graph. Thank you. Back to the video. Now, of course, there is different ways to train runecrafting now. You can do the same. You go to the altar and you just make the runes as you normally would. You grab your essence from the bank. Keep in mind, by the way, that if you actually save a preset with full rune pouches, they will stay full when you load that preset again. You no longer have to right click and fill and right click and fill every single one of them. Make the preset full of essence, save the preset, and then every time you load it, it'll instantly be done for you. But the first way to train is to, of course, just get the actual runes made by going to the altar. Don't forget that you can use the calendar teleport as much as you want today, and I guess for as long as it is on the calendar, you can do that. This is way faster than going to the Abyss right now, so that's the first thing you could do to get yourself some XP, and also a really good amount of GP, it seems, because when I started doing this is crazy the amount of money you make in one inventory, which only takes a few seconds, so consider that as well. But of course the prices will likely drop because I'm sure everybody is making these runes today. But the other way that you can actually level up is now by imbuing the new weapons. How are you going to do this? Well, you'll need 100 RuneCrafting to start this, and you will need to be able to fletch the eternal magic weapons or eternal magic logs into the weapons so that you can then start imbuing them. So grab yourself some eternal magic logs, whether you want to chop them yourself or get them from the Grand Exchange. Of course, I got them from the Grand Exchange. And then just use the knife option to fletch these into the weapons. Now, I only made the ones because my level isn't high enough to make the other ones, the staff, like to imbue them. To make whichever weapon you want to imbue, take it to the altar with the essence with you. So bring all your pouches and all that sort of stuff. And then once you reach the altar, just right click and press imbue weapon. This is AFK and just takes up the essence out of your inventory over time. And then of course you'll have to bank, get more essence and come back and do the same thing again. Now, this works similar to the way smithing works. You can see how much XP is left in the item, and once you reach the full amount, it will upgrade into a weapon that you can actually equip, which is kind of cool. But if you want to take this even further, you can then go back to the altar again and imbue this even further, allowing you to get more XP from this and taking your weapon up to the next tier. When you first imbue it, you'll reach a Miag. I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's probably easier than I'm making it out to be, but you can see it on screen. And then it goes into weak, then lesser, then moderate, and then greater. And then finally, you will reach the saturated tier. Now, once you've reached saturated tier, yep, you can equip this again, but it's level 90. And you can actually decide to take this to the arena altar or the ZMI altar. It's probably how it's mostly known to most people. You can take it to the ZMI altar to hand it in, or as Jagex have called it, ascend it, which will give you more XP. And it will also give you some bonus runes as well. So this is a pretty cool way to level up, and probably the way that I would prefer to do it myself, but I'm not too sure on the XP rates as of right now. I'm sure we'll figure those out in the near future. Along with this update, we also got a new spell as well. In fact, we got two of them. We got a combat one and a skilling one. The combat one is called Temporal Anomaly, which is about the fourth take of me saying that and not getting it wrong. And we also have the skilling spell called Advance Time. So the combat one, the way this works is it scales off of your magic power armor. The magic power armor rating will give you a set % chance to reset the cooldown of magic abilities during combat. You know what? This means that the Tectonic or Elite Tectonic is currently the best in slot magic gear to use. So everybody who was telling me to get Sliske, I'm glad I didn't. Frick that. Elite Tectonic is now the gear you want to be using if you are using this spell. Now, this does go up to 20% chance total. However, I could only get this up to about 14.7% using full Elite Tectonic, Blaster Fusion Boots, and also using the Carapac, Enhanced Carapac wrist wraps. Now, I'm sure that the 20% cap probably scales based on the future power armor that we're getting, that they've mentioned in the roadmap that is coming down the line. But if you guys find a way to reach that 20% before then, please do let me know. Of course, I've already done a little bit of testing with this to see how it feels. I've done like a few Raksha kills, not a whole lot. And I do plan on making a full testing video and talking about this today. I'll work on this today and tonight, hopefully get it posted either later tonight or I'll have it posted tomorrow. But I'm going to give that a go and see how it feels and basically just give my overall thoughts on it. Of course, though, this is RNG and it's basically going to be keeping an eye on using the refreshed abilities that you got. So you can use things like a Omni Power twice in a row, or you can use back-to-back Greater Concentrated Blasts, all this sort of stuff. Now, as far as I can tell, this does not offer the chance to reset weapon special attacks. And I haven't also had it use it on like using Sunshine. This could be like available on Sunshine, I don't know, but I'm going to assume it doesn't, as it says it is when you use it to cast against a target. I'm going to assume that that doesn't apply to Sunshine, but I guess we'll find out when I test this later in the video for sure. Now, this is on the standard spellbook, both of them are, so you will have to use spellbook swap if you're planning on using Ancients. So what I've done is I've added the new runes to my banking preset. When I live my banking preset, I'll spellbook swap over, I will use the new spell, and then it'll put me back to Ancients, and then I can go ahead and just PVM as usual. Keep in mind, you cannot use Darkness and you cannot use Animate Dead with this. You can use one or the other. You're not allowed to stack them, which I think is a fair trade-off. You're going to get more damage by using this, or you can use Darkness, or you can use Animate Dead to reduce the damage that you take. But overall, so far, I think it's kind of cool. It's a lot of adrenaline to use two Omni Powers. It's hard-ish to keep an eye on, like, when the things have reset, and it kind of distracted me a little bit, but you know what? It's cool. I like it. I don't know if there's an actual cue to see if it's worked, and if there isn't, there needs to be like an audio cue or a visual cue, but all of this I'll cover in the video that I'm going to be making after this one. The skilling spell, again, is on the standard spellbook. This is actually kind of interesting. What it does is it will advance time. That's what it's called in the name. That's what it does. What this does basically is allows you to move time forward for certain things in the game. And when I say certain things in the game, I mean basically things like your Anachronia base camp. You can advance the time in the day. You can use it to complete an active research in archaeology. You can see them on screen. I'll just read through them. You've got the miscellanea, advancing time by 1 day. And then you've also got the mana farm, the arc, the red sandstone to reset the day limit, which is really cool. And the crystal flecked sandstone reset day limit as well. Now, don't forget that you have a limit of 3 uses of this per week. So you'll have to decide what's actually best for you. I'm assuming things like archaeology and all that sort of like the sandstone maybe is going to be the most popular, but decide what's best for you. Remember, we only have 3 per week, and then they'll reset once you come back. I assume it's going to be like 3 like per week being a Monday, maybe, or maybe it's 3 from when you first used it, and then it resets based off of when you first used it. I don't know. The reset might be every Monday. I have no idea. Now, finally, if you want to craft the Masterwork staff, you'll need to get 110 RuneCrafting. Not only that, though, you will also have to get all of the other new weapons, and you'll have to imbue them all the way to saturated, each of them. So you'll have to do the wand, the offhand, and you'll have to do the staff as well. And then once you've done that, you'll unlock the achievement that'll allow you to start working on the Masterwork staff. Now, I don't, as of right now, know where you would start working on the Masterwork staff, but you will definitely need to do that, as it gives the achievement crafting to your own rune, and then you can start working on that, and I mean, you can get yourself your Masterwork staff. I believe you'll also need, however, to use rune crafting, smithing, and fletching, and crafting to be able to craft the staff, and it's going to take a pretty long time to do so. So let me know about how that goes in the description. But otherwise, that's everything that I've learned so far that I wanted to share with you guys to help you not be as confused. I hope the video was helpful. If it was, leave a like, sub to the channel if you are new. Please help me move the graph. And otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.